Hey, what's up? The Broo Dude is back, here with another brew reveal. See, I started doing things a little bit different, where I still do random beer reviews and I go to Total Wine, pick up a lot of beers, random beers, and I just review them. Cool. What I started doing is, first I did this Oscar Blues one, the holiday marathon. For those of you who watched it, I went out and I searched for all the Oscar Blues beers I can get, and then I reviewed them. So I was out in Total Wine again, and I picked up a Modern Times beer, and I tasted it. It was this one here. It was Fortunate Islands. Tasted it. It's local, San Diego, right? Yeah, San Diego, California. And it was pretty damn good. So I said, I'm going to go out and find all the Modern Time beer I can get, all right? And I'm going to review them. I live in Los Angeles. It's San Diego County, not too far away. So this is what I'm doing now. But I'm going to reveal them. I'm not going to drink them all right now, okay? And for those of you who wonder why I'm sitting all the way in the corner, because there's a wall of Modern Time beer next to me, okay? So I don't know a lot about this brewery, so I went on the actual website, okay? Cool thing about this brewery is that it actually just tells you behind every beer what the beer is about and what is the beer. But before that, I do want to go a little bit of what Modern Time and where Modern Times is. So it's in San Diego, California, and it shows it right in front of a beer, right up there. Okay, and it's a 30-barrel production brewery, so it only brews 30. Well, it has a 30-barrel brewing system, I'm thinking, and a tasting room in Point Loma neighborhood of San Diego. Modern Times is named after a beautiful, crazy, utopian community founded in 1850. And I'll put the link in the description so you can kind of just dive deep into Modern Times if you want, or if you don't give up anything, then don't. Also here, this brew was founded by a guy writing this. The brew was founded by the guy writing this. So obviously he wrote this and also created the brewery because he's very talented, right? Because he created this. Jacob McKean, a beer geek, former Stone Brewing Company employee and longtime home brewer, along with crack team of consultants consisting of illustrious graphic designers. What? I forgot to speak. Where was I? Vicious attorneys and a slightly unhinged kombucha-obsessed real estate agent. One faraway brewing prodigy, a pricey architect, and a gregarious general contractor, and 3 outstanding brewers. So apparently, San Diego, California, they brewed their first batch back in May 18, 2013. Okay. The first time it went on tap was June. So May, June, June the 24th. So it probably brewed something, fermented for a month, probably not even aged. As soon as it fermented out, they put it on tap in June, because that's like a month and like 6 days. They opened up their soft opening for the tasting room on August 9th. And then their grand opening was September 7th, 2013. So this beer's been out for a few years now, this brewery. But just recently I started seeing it more. Maybe that's my fault. I don't know. But I started seeing it out more often. And apparently it's very popular. It's going on right now. I did a beer review on it. People just liked watching it more than other ones. So, hey, here are the different Modern Time beers. Okay. All right, so there's no specific route or anything. You see some different cans here. These are like pint cans. Yeah, this here is 5.8. Let's go by the name, right? What is that? This is called Oneida, I think. Look at the graphics of these cans. They're pretty cool. Little pinstripe stripes at the bottom. Each one has a different color. A white can. You know what? This whole canning thing is becoming very popular now. Am I against it? No, I like cans. I like the way it feels in your hand. You can feel the beer is cold. So I'm with it. So this Oneida here, it's SRM, which is a color scale, is a straw color, which is 3. 50 IBUs. The final gravity of this is 1.008. It's a hoppy, sessionable pale ale. So it's obviously an over-hopped pale ale. Sessionable, 5.8%. I don't know how sessionable that is, because after a few of these, you're probably not going to want to have a session. The only session you're probably going to have is in the bathroom. But that's different for everybody. I know that for me, that would probably happen. So this is the Oneida. Pretty cool. 1 pint beer for you. Huh. There's a different websites here, and I'll try to post as many as I can. So cool thing, it also gives you what type of hops for you. So Hallertau Blanc, Cascade, and Experimental Hop 05256, which is probably something they grow or somebody grows that they grabbed. They use malts of two-row and carapils. Give it a nice foamy head. Okay. It says, you want to call it a session IPA? Fine. See if I care. So this is this one. I'm not going to go super detail about these beers right now, but I am going to explain them a little bit. But when I individually, this is where I'm going to go a little bit more as much as I know. Because at the end of the day, to me, what I really care about is that the beer tastes good. Then we have Aurora. Aurora is a red rye IPA. Okay. Also, nice, wonderful can. They all have the same kind of, feel, the cans and the bottles. 22 SRM, so it's red. 75 IBU, so it's bitter. That's in the bitterness units. International bitterness units. And then the final gravity is 1.009. Okay, how they determine the final gravity is before it ferments, they have a starting gravity, and then they have a final gravity after it ferments out. That's how they determine how much alcohol it is and how the body is going to be and what fermented out, because essentially the yeast ate the sugar, converted into something that's not water. So that's kind of how it works. So that's Aurora. The hops they used are Equinox, Centennial, Horizon, and the experimental hop 07270. So apparently they're experimenting, whether they're crossbreeding or whatever the case is, they're doing something with the hops. The malts they used were two-row, Crystal Rye, and Crystal 40, and Crystal 60 to achieve that red color. Yeah, so they use a lot of that. It's just both pungent tropical fruit and rare darkness. So there's obviously some burnt malts in there, which is the crystals that gives that reddish darker color. Loma Land. Okay, Loma Land. This is a Czech Saz, bright rustic saison. Ooh, nice colors. Look at that. Man, these things are pretty fancy. 2.5 SRM, which is straw color. 30 IBUs, 1.007 final gravity. They use Czech Saz hops. Well, happy, hoppy, hop, hap. So they use an adjunct here. So they use Pilsner malt, flaked wheat, flaked corn, and two-row. Wow. Okay. And it's 5.5% alcohol by volume. I don't know if I mentioned the alcohol on here. This is 6.7, the Aurora. Then we have Black House. Okay. Black House is a coffee roasty stout. 90 SRM, 40 IBU, which 90 is like black. Final gravity was 1.018. So if you notice the different styles, the final gravity is getting higher because they use some more unfermentable. They use more of the specialty malts, which a lot of them are unfermentable. They don't have the fermenting sugars because they're usually not malted. So use specialty grain. I guess that's the best way to say, because malt is something that's malted. You know what I mean. So they use coffee, 75% Ethiopian and 25% Sumatran. So do they use hops? So the area where it says hops, it says coffee. So I wonder if they use the coffee for the bitterness. They use two-row, they use kiln coffee, flake barley, pale chocolate, Munich, Crystal 60, roasted barley, midnight wheat, and oats. I'm interested in this one here. Maybe they use the bitterness of the coffee to get the bitterness in the beer to balance it out, because that's what you need, bitterness, where people are like, why does the beer have to be so bitter? Well, after a while you start drinking, you don't even taste the bitterness, but the bitterness is there to counterbalance the sweetness, to give it a little kind of yin and yang, salt and sweet, you know, same thing. It's not salty, but it's just bitter. Then we have Fortunate Island. Okay, this is the SRM is 4, IBUs are 46, final gravity is 1.08. They use Citra and Amarillo hops. They use wheat malt, two-row, caramel Vienna malts, 5% alcohol by volume. So this is the one I tasted originally, and I was like, it's pretty damn good. If this one's good, it's time to explore this brewery. And that's what I like doing. I like diving deep. Is this all of them? I don't think so. I'm sure that they're doing a lot of different other beers, but for now, this is all of them that I can get. I went to different spots, and I found these. I don't think I told you the ABV of this. I'm just jumping all over the place, but who cares? This is 5.8%. So this is, you know, hey, for that type of beer, that's good. Back to the Fortunate Islands. Yeah, that's really it about this one. Does the word wheat on a can of craft beer make you assume it's some insipid macro beer analog? I don't know. They put a lot of writing on there, so they probably have a journalist working too, because they put books. You can literally just pour this in a glass and then just read the whole can, and it's like you're reading something. You're getting knowledge. Obviously, it's something that you're reading because that's what I just said. But it's like you're reading a book or some type of novel or article. All right. So these here, this is Blazing World. Hoppy Dank Amber. Damn. Blazing World. 11 SRM, which is amber, 85 IBUs. Holy crap, that is dank. Final gravity is 1.008. It uses Nelson hops, Simcoe, and Mosaic. Also, the malts are two-row, Munich, and midnight wheat to get, I guess, to achieve that amber. This alcohol is 6.8. Wow, okay. It's supposedly sticky and icky. There's a lot of sticky and icky things I know, but that is a separate topic. All right, so these here I could not find in cans, so I found in these big old 22 ounce, I think they are, bottles. This is a 7.5% by volume. City of the Dead. It's a red. Look what it says for the description of the beer. It says read the back. So this here is 45 SRM, coffee aged in bourbon barrels. That's what they use. And the malts are two-row, dark chocolate, Munich, pale chocolate, midnight wheat, flake barley, C170, and carapils. And the SRM is 45. IBUs are 30. And the final gravity is 1.018. So obviously this beer is going to have a lot of body and some character to it. But it doesn't say what style. But just based on the actual alcohol by volume, what is in there, it's more than likely a stout. Yep. It's an export stout brewed with house roasted bourbon barrel aged coffee. So they bourbon barrel aged the coffee, which I've never heard of. Apparently it's something to do now. Once they barrel age the coffee, then they use that coffee to make that beer. Then we have the last one here that I have. Not that they make, I guess, but this is the special release. This is the Imperial Rye Porter. All right. 25 SRM, which is black. 45 IBUs. Final gravity is 1.022. This is the highest ending gravity one that we have. They use Northern Brewer hops. They say, you know, we're going to keep it simple. All these dark grains, optic malt, midnight wheat, Munich, Crystal 20, Crystal 60, flaked rye, and chocolate rye. Wow, to give it a little spice. They said, we're going to use all this, so all we need is just one hop. Give it a little, some nobleness, some little bit of maybe character to balance it all out. So yeah, so these are it. This is, it has to be a high percent. I have a feeling this is going to be like big beer. If I could find it, holy crap, it was easy to find on the can. Also, this is 8% alcohol by volume. This one was 7.5. So I think this is the highest so far rated of alcohol by volume that we have here. That's really it. All right, so this is modern times of what I can get. This is what I'm going to be tasting for you in the upcoming weeks, or maybe week, depends on how I feel. So look out for them, okay? I have other reviews that I have done. Please look at my channel. I'm on. You can just on YouTube just type in the Broo Dude. On Instagram, please type in the Broo Dude. Tumblr, type in the Broo Dude. Facebook, you can. I'll put my link at the bottom so you can look at it if you'd like. Whatever the case is, these are the beers I'm looking at next. Hopefully you get to see them. Hopefully you get to enjoy them, because I know I will. Thank you for watching and subscribing and liking. And with that said, the Broo Dude is out.